the way things function. So Master Shantideva, after spending all this time talking about all the different states of mind we should develop, he finishes it off, the wisdom chapter, with if you want to do a karma, if you want to load your projector, you have to do it with these states of mind. And he prays, he says, may I generate an uncontrived state of these two things towards every sentient being. Because he knows that's the only use of karma and emptiness. Intellectually understanding that things don't have a nature of their own, well, who cares? You can write essays. And this has been a struggle for me studying Eastern philosophy and going to many different centers and non-Buddhist places to try and know what this wisdom means. There's no point in intellectualizing all this stuff if it doesn't serve you. If it doesn't help you in this life before you're dead, transforming it. You're all going to be dead in this skin at some point. Because that's how it started. Before you're dead, you change the projections. And then dead won't be dead. It's possible, because dead is empty. Yourself as dead is empty. You've got to get it. It's vital. This part is vital. Because he could have talked about anything else, but he didn't. He talked about love and compassion.
I like the way you make your L's.
I didn't do it. It was thanks to Mr. Apple. I think I told you enough about that. Okay, so I've got to give you a few definitions, right? So love is the state of mind that wishes beings to have every form of happiness. There's a couple of words in Tibetan. So love, the way we think of it as romantic love, throw that out for a little while and try and conceive of an emotion that, regardless of who it's looking at, it wants nothing else but their happiness. Okay? Like whatever you wish, I wish you'd get it. Yeah? Whatever you think is going to give you happiness, I wish you'd get it. That kind of thing. Compassion, on the other hand, is, Sanskrit is karuna, is the state that you wish people to be away from whatever suffering they're about to have or having. Yeah, it's a kind of, I don't want you to hurt. See the difference? Love and compassion. I want you to have everything you need. I don't want you to hurt. Yeah? And there's a big debate about which one produces which, of course, because we over-intellectualize things. Because in Master Shantideva's 7-point practice to generate bodhicitta, which is what we're studying, one comes before the other. But in practical terms, which one do you think comes before the other? Love or compassion? Which should come first in practice?
Compassion.
Compassion, right? Because if a child's just broken their leg and the bone's sticking out, there's blood coming out, you're not going to give them the toy and go, look, fun. Here is more toys. No, you're going to fix its leg. Like, I wish you weren't hurting, right? First, the compassion. Cool. So then he covers. Oh, I wanted you to see this. Hold on. This is a man, 93-year-old, singing to his dying wife in her dying bed. I want you to see the best in humanity. Yeah? This is even without wisdom. This is possible for humans to have this thing. They've been married 73 or 75 years. Yeah, and this is her last days. And one of their daughters got the video of this.
I'm your sweetheart. I always was your sweetheart.
Yeah.
I was your best lover. I don't know how many others you had, but I was the best.
She said she loved you, Daddy.
I love you too much.
Behave yourself, she said.
I'm always good.
She said she loves you, Grandpa.
I love you. Okay. Okay.
This is your song. Behave yourself, she says.
Okay. You are so again. One more time. You'll never know. I love you. No. You never know just how much I care. And if I tried, I still couldn't hide my love for you. You must have known. For heaven, I told you so. A million you know in my heart. And with you, like, what she said.
He likes me.
Yeah, I like you. If there is some other way to prove that I love you, I swear I don't know how. You'll never know if you don't know now. You'll never know if you don't know now. You're mine. You're mine.
Darling.
I hope you find that kind of love. I knew it was going to be uncomfortable to show you that, but we should see that. We should see more of that. That's possible. Whatever good emotions you had or are having about that, think about that when you're feeling trouble, when you think whatever bullshit you're living through is so important. Because at that moment, nothing is that important except love. And generating that state of mind truly, deeply towards anything that moves, including spiders and cockroaches, generates more of that state of mind. And that generates all your happiness. It doesn't come from anything else. Imbued with wisdom, it comes faster. Imbued with an understanding of how it's possible, it comes faster. So you have a connection to true reality. So then, this kind of emotion could lead to something like Mahakaruna. I thought I'd talk about Mahakaruna because he talks about it in the text like great compassion. Yeah? And a kind of great compassion, that futility I was talking about, where people are struggling to get happy and they are doing all the wrong things to get happy. They're fighting each other to get happy. They're competing with each other to get happy. We do it every day. I'm not excluded from this. Yeah? The deeper your understanding of emptiness is, meaning the more you know, and ultimately when you have that as a direct experience, you know, they say. The more you understand the ultimate nature of things, emptiness, the more you realize that every single suffering on this planet is a mistake. It's unnecessary. It's like children playing with razor blades. We think we're going to get happy by cheating each other and lying to each other and These are all things that will produce unhappiness. Lying to someone, cheating someone, pushing someone, being selfish over someone can only produce the same in reverse. Being cheated, being lied, being competed against. Hence, love being such a thing. But it feels so difficult and counterintuitive for us. We dabble in it and then go back to our safe zone of going, I'm going to collect my money for me, my house for me, not you, because you're separate to me, And we still live in that world because that's the way we have seen the world and been taught by the world. Ultimately, we want to stretch that. And Master Shantideva goes, don't go diving in and giving away all your money because then you will regret it and it will be a problem for you. But eventually, you've got to habituate your mind to be able to give with wisdom. Eventually, you'll have capacity to. Yeah? But it must be horrible for beings that have a direct experience of emptiness. If you know that what I just said is true, imagine if you just knew it in your bones because you had an experience of it in meditation. Wow, I just saw the code of the matrix and this is how the world functions. It's causality from your mind. Every intention ripens into a reality because things are empty. You know that to be true, and then you see people fighting each other. No, I don't want refugees in my country. Go away. I don't care if they sink in a boat to protect my land. That means you won't have land. It's the opposite. It's so upside down. Imagine if you had that as a visceral experience, you'd be looking at this world going, every war is preventable. Every suffering is preventable because things are empty. They don't have to be that way. They are only that way because they were caused. So Mahakaruna, see, I think this is a difficult thing to have, Mahakaruna. I think it's like the Holy Grail. Yeah? There's the Holy Grail for you. Yeah. It's the key, right? The ultimate karmas to plant is this understanding how the world functions, emptiness, which is the diamond, and the Holy Grail is having this kind of uncontrived love. This is the definition of Mahakaruna, great compassion. And to me, it doesn't happen. I have to force that. That's evaded me. I've been pretending, trying to have that. I wish I could have that as an uncontrived emotion, genuinely. Yeah, I wish I could get that. And Master Shantideva goes, may that land on me now, please. May I have that emotion, because he knows that if things are empty, this is producing paradise for you. Having this emotion, which he says, it's an uncontrived, not pretending anymore, it happens of its own accord, state of mind, in here, mind, that no matter what suffering being it focuses on, feels an uncontrollable wish to free them from their pain with exactly the same intensity of love that a mother feels towards her only child. That's like the Tibetan definition of Mahakaruna. Yeah?
Does he ultimately address the difference between these two states of mind and the emotions that he talks about like a couple of
classes ago?
Yeah.
Which were?
Well, I was just catching up on the reading, so I don't know which class it was, but the idea that feelings create more desire and craving.
Yeah. He has all the way up to here. He's saying feelings are not self-existent.
Right.
Meaning, that's why understanding with emptiness that this uncontrived thing could only ever come from you if you understand its emptiness in an ultimate way for you. If you think they're self-existent, they won't work. And he'll address it now he'll also address it in the, I think it's coming up, okay, the difference between a prayer and a dedication. We'll come here. But good call, because thinking that, oh, I'm a compassionate being. Like, who's been to Nepal with me before, right? Yeah. Here comes. When you go there, you think you're so good because you're helping orphans, right? Who thought I'm so good because I'm helping orphans? Yeah, I thought that too. Yeah. Who felt guilty when they were having the experience and weren't feeling so good helping orphans. I felt a little guilty going, I'm not enjoying you, little shit, you're being naughty. Yeah? And then a part of my mind is going, you should be good because you're helping orphans. Right? So where did my discomfort come from? Self-existently thinking that helping orphans was going to give me happiness. Then I have tension. Everybody that helps orphans as a good person. No, there's some bad people helping orphans and there's some bad orphans. Yeah? So thinking things are self-existent, trying to fit your reality into what it isn't, your expectations into what it isn't, will cause you problems. And those problems come up as anger and frustration and so on. It's the same as trying to get ice cream by punching somebody in the face. You don't get ice cream by punching someone in the face. It might look that way in the moment, but that ice cream, if it's a goodness for you, never came from hurting anyone. That's what he's teaching. It's so upside down to our normal way of being. Yeah? I hope that didn't answer anything. So, he then goes into, oh no, I didn't cover the two. See, there was a debate that says, can people in a Hinayana track feel Mahakaruna, feel compassion, or great compassion? Huh?
Well,
because it's a Mahayana track, they're saying, how can a Hinayana track? So, people are just, well, of course people can have compassion, yeah? But there's two types of compassion. I think if I go back here, since there are two types, right? One is a kind of compassion that says, I see suffering beings. Oh, what a pity. Oh, I wish they weren't suffering. That's a kind of compassion. Yeah? It doesn't have an active component. The second type says, oh, I don't like them suffering beings. I wish I could do something about it, and it has this feeling in it. Laksam namdak. Yeah? Which is a beautiful word in Tibetan. It means personal responsibility. And if you get anything at all from the classes we've taken here, at all, yeah, anything at all, I hope it's these words, Laksam namdak. Because what it means is, at some point, there ain't no Buddha out there coming to save you. That's not happening. There ain't no wisdom Hector giving to you in words. There ain't no wisdom from our teacher to you. That never happened. Things don't come from them things, self-existent things. Things are empty, they come from your relation to them. There's some goodness in you. There's some virtue, if it feels good, if it's leading you to wisdom. There's some virtue in you producing this reality. So you have this responsibility to turn that on if you want to get free of samsara. No one ain't doing it for you. So at some point, this active component, Laksamnamda, has this feeling about it that says, no matter what, no matter if nobody helps me, and at some point on this planet, you will come to realize you're on your own to make it work. Even at that point, you'll say, it's up to me. If it's going to be, it's up to me. I have to turn these ideas on. I have to understand them. I have to find my path. I have to get enlightenment. If nobody else does it, if everybody here turn their back on you, bye-bye, you have to. And it's that second kind of compassion that has Laksamnamda. It says, I realize that in my reality, on planet Earth, I have 7 billion humans and innumerable other beings that are going through these cycles of suffering, and they don't know they're cutting themselves with razor blades, trying to get happy. I've touched an understanding that says that's possible to change. In your reality, you're responsible to change. At some point you say, if it's going to be, it's up to me, even if it takes me eons, even if I'm the only one doing this activity and everybody else thinks I'm crazy. And believe me, people will think you're crazy. I'll give you a couple of personal examples, okay? When you start this, it starts good and healthy and happy. Oh, you're good Buddhist, you meditate. Oh, Congratulations. Even the Buddhist word, it's not, Buddhists don't own this idea. Yeah? It's minds that own this idea. Your mind is having this idea. We're coloring and calling it Buddhism because Buddha had this experience. But you can have your own experience. You can become a Buddha, really, an awakened being. It doesn't belong to Buddha. It belongs to you. So at the beginning, it's sort of easy, people congratulate you, you're so special, yeah? Then it gets harder. It's like, oh, why are you giving away your money? Because people are threatened when you start doing kindnesses that look odd in the commercial world, yeah? Hector, why are you giving your competition the specs for the promotion? Which I've done many times in my career, right? Hey, I'm going for that promotion. My worst competitor, like the guy that I'm competing with, I'm helping him get that job. People think you're crazy, you're nuts. And they're going to try and keep you normal. At some point, the world will remind you that you're normal and you have to die normal and you have to suffer normal and you're just a schmuck. There's no point in trying. You're just a creature here that has to go through what every other creature has to. Emptiness says it's not like that. At some point, you get this as a state of mind. Wow, I understand enough that things are transformable. And I've noticed that you have to have experiences where you've transformed enough things in your life to give yourself confidence to keep going. I ain't doing it for you. My Lama ain't doing it for me. I'm generating the virtue in my Lama all the time. There's plenty of beings that think my Lama, my Guru, my teacher is a nut. And I can see how they can see that. Good on you. Not my experience. My personal experience is colored with the most beautiful things, even the nutty things. I understand their mind. You have to do that for you. You have a chance at freedom. Don't fuck it up. It's now. Yeah? So anyway, impossible, possible. So that's the end of the 9th chapter. He finishes it with love and compassion. We're going to have a 10-minute break, and then in a tiny sitting, we're going to do the entire 10th chapter, which is the perfection of giving. Yeah? Yeah.
I just want to say, during break, just try and be quiet because they're meditating. So
Okay.
You can bring your food in here if you want.
Mhm.
Just don't make a mess.
You can bring all the food in here. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And we'll be back at 9 o'clock. Mm-hmm.